Islam family, I actually wasn't going to come on live today, but I wanted to thank Father Allah because it's a beautiful, beautiful day today. It is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today. And I went and got my nails done, got my feet done. I love getting my feet done. And the best part of getting my feet done is just getting massaged. Just having somebody massage your feet is like the most awesome thing in the world. But anyway, the purpose of me coming on this live broadcast was because of why we are on our own lands acting as if we don't already own it. And we don't have to ask anybody's permission to acquire what it is that we would like to acquire, right? And I say this to say, I love to have my scars. I don't know about y'all, but I just love my scars. But it's a hot day today. So anyway, and I know y'all so busy. And I know y'all so busy because ain't nobody on this live feed. And on this beautiful day, I wouldn't even be on this live feed. But I wanted to talk about the doctrine of discovery. And I also wanted to talk about all of the lovely signs that you may see in properties, right? We always got to look at what is actually being foreclosed on. What is actually being foreclosed on is the mortgage, okay? It's a document. It's a security that they used to try to steal your stuff, right? And the reality is we can talk about all of the things that they can and can't do till we blue in the face. But unless you really start walking in the light, walking in your ancestral power and your hereditaments, your rights as the heirs to this vast estate, the North Gate, you're never going to be able to be free, family. And my biggest charge, my first commitment is to be free and to assist my brothers and sisters to also be free and start moving as the nationals you truly, truly are on your own land. How can we be slaves on our own land? How is that even a possibility, right? So anyway, when you think about the signs that are planted in the soil of property, right? So, they have all these different real estate companies that are trying to hypothecate through the doctrine of discovery property. And you as an Aboriginal are unique because you don't have to go down those avenues to acquire land. The land belongs to you. As I can't even think of his name, the individual that is from South Africa that's telling you, yeah, get these European because they ain't white, and don't ever call them that. That is a status title given to family, and they are not family, so they are not that status. They are foreigners, immigrants, illegal immigrants, foreigners, aliens. Those are the titles that you need to give these individuals who don't belong in your lands and don't even have authority or privilege anymore because of their disbanding that's continuously going on in their supposedly United States Union, right? Union states, whatever. So when we talk about all of our family members that are, what do I want to say? All of our family members that are either living in rented facilities, living in leased property, living in shelters, living on the streets, living with family members who, treat them very, very bad because you're in a position of need. The very person, the very beings that are supposed to treat you the best are your family, and they're not doing that, right? I was like, so the point of me coming on here is to tell you is that the land is yours. Why are you asking for permission, filing things in a corporate alien jurisdiction? The reality is you supersede everything, every corporation, every union, every nation, every foreigner on this land, unless they can clearly provide proof that certain lands, I ain't talking about buildings, I'm talking about certain lands have been transferred to them. But here's the reality, babies. We don't transfer, nor do we ever have the ability to transfer or sell our land. We don't have the ability. It's not our right. National law treats to that supreme law treats to that. All we can do is give you interest in the utilization of that particular landmass, right? I was like, because my house, right? My land, which is here, and it's identified through its latitude and longitude coordinates, not based on the so-called mailing address, because that's corporate in nature and does not really exist. And if you start identifying as these properties or as these mailing address and residential addresses, then you have completely, utterly put yourself in line with their jurisdiction. So there's a lot of traps and tricks that they like to play on you to keep you in their jurisdiction, right? But you are Aboriginal, Indigenous, and none of these jurisdictions supersede your sovereign capacity. So know this. So when I say, if they sit here and try to say, oh, I own that house at 1300 Washington Avenue. Well, 1300 Washington Avenue does not exist. It is a figment of the imagination because that is corporate. It does not interface with reality, right? So you will call it, well, I own, through my inheritance, through my Aboriginal Indigenous status, the coordinates which that so-called structure sits upon. And I didn't give it to you. So if you put anything on my land, and you can clearly identify that you put it on my land by having all of the documentation verifying that you built it. Well, thank you. That was a contribution. That was a donation. You just pledged that structure that is upon my land to me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right? So I'm going to walk down the street and show you what I mean, right? I'm tired of having so many of our family members, you like my flag? I love my flag. I love my flag. My Moorish American flag, the Moorish Divan flag. So the reasons why I came on here is to tell you that all of this belongs to you. I don't care what foreigner is on your land. You have to realize the reasons why they call this place the milk and honey is because of the ignorance of the people here, of the realities that the commerce belongs to you, and the commerce is how everything gets funded on this land, right? And because we are working for nothing, because we are working for Federal Reserve notes, which are not money, we are the enslaved, and we are being, and all the nations are profiting off of our ignorance, right? So when I sit here and say to you, the land belongs to you, and when certain dignitaries of our brothers and sisters over in South Africa also say the same, it is true all over the world. The land belongs to you. And all property that cannot be moved also belongs to you. Because I never gave you permission, because you never asked. I never gave you permission to put any structures on my land, and nor did I profit off of the finance that you've generated by having them on my land. Islam. So I say this because I wanted to show you something. This is what I wanted to show you, right? This is how they fool you. This is how they fool me. This is how the Albions, all foreigners on your land, has been cheating you with signs such as this, right? Signs such as this. So this house has been abandoned. And this is how they tag your property. They tag it by putting a number on it. They put a number on it to log it, and they give it an address. Okay? And they give it a, let me turn this around. I'm trying to turn it back around, y'all. And they give it an address, and a mailing address. And once you start treating to that, they know through their social engineering and all of the things that they have been fraudulently placing upon you, that now you have entered into commerce land. You done entered into their jurisdiction, their territory, because you did not treat to the natural laws of the land. And that involves, you want that house, you want that property, you want that land, you want that longitude, latitude coordinates. You research and see who is supposed to be the owner. You're not going to find any ownership paperwork. All you're going to find is a bank or a so-called real estate agent. So a corporation hires a real estate agent to try to liquidate property. Corporate property. All they can possibly liquidate is the mailing location, the residential address, which is the corporate piece of that land. And they don't treat to the actual land because they can't sell that. It's not theirs to sell, and that is fraud. So this is how they've been getting on you, gang family. Right? So the question is, why are our people on the streets? Why are our people in houses filled with people over capacity? Why are we allowing this type of stuff to occur? Is the question, right? Ignorance. Ignorance is why this stuff occurs. Okay? Because we don't know that we're Aboriginal indigenous to the land. We've been raised to do the exact same thing as the foreigners do, and not realizing that's why they drive, because they are foreign and corporate. That's why they drive BMWs and different things like that, because they're profiting off of real estate, right? All you have to do as an Aboriginal indigenous individual is, one, get yourself in proper status. That's one. Two, educate yourself on the way of the world, which is studying how nationals move in their own lands, right? So the point I'm trying to make to you is, any natural being in their national capacity who is Aboriginal indigenous to the North Gate could literally smack an allodial title on that property, put it in their trust based on the latitude and longitude coordinates of that particular land mass, and then move the hell in and send a face sheet copy just to let the corporate jurisdiction that land resides, right? What municipality, what county. You would tell them, like, oh, this is no longer a part of your jurisdiction. I would gladly love for you to take it off of your websites. This latitude, longitude coordinates no longer are part of your jurisdiction under the doctrine of discovery, which has been disbanded, as well as you don't have jurisdiction based on the Modio Proprio as well as civil orders letter. So you can't even treat to me once I make this claim. But many people, because they have been operating foreigners, have been operating as a fraud gang. It's gonna test you. Of course they're gonna test you. They're gonna send you all types of hate mail, but you're not gonna register your address because you're private. You're gonna have a P.O. box that treats to the natural being, but then there's other ways to circumvent paying for a P.O. box as well. So you'll never have the mail coming, I call it mail terrorist, paper terrorists sitting here trying to claim anything. And if they don't address you as the natural being, they're not talking to you, and you can ignore them. And that is not acquiescence, because you cannot acquiesce your position if they are not treating to you. Just like they have to, just like when we send our written affidavits and are talking to a natural being, so too do they. So they got to find out who the natural being is. But knowing corporate and natural can't interface, they cannot exist in the same realm, because one is real and actual, factual, and the other is a figment of the imagination of men that can't interface with manifested beings, right? So corporations have been bamboozling you because of your lack of knowledge, and you have that lack of knowledge because of going to their damn schools. So take your babies out their schools. So we don't have another generation of individuals who don't know nothing. And this is not an insult to you, because I was in those schools too. I went all the way up to college. We're doing this to our babies. So we can't claim to be innocent when this is what we're doing to our babies. We're preparing them to be a slave. That's what we're doing. Take them out to schools. What they learn in 8 hours there You replace in one day. You replace. Let me correct that. Let me qualify what I just said. Your children learn more in 1 week being home than a whole educational system. Because let me tell you, your children don't know how to go to the library and research. Your children don't know how to fill out an application. Your children don't know how to read for comprehension. And I was watching a broadcast last night that talked about reading equals interpretation. If you can't interpret what you read, you cannot read. And that is a clear indication of the inabilities for many of us. And don't be mad. Just correct it. Because I was mad. I corrected it. I got knowledge. I got competency. And I started moving as the Aboriginal Indigenous National to this land. And nobody can sit here and treat with me if you're not in your sovereign national capacity. Meaning if you are foreign to my land and you don't have papers given you treating with me, talking about a contract that is still in effect, you can't treat with me. You can't even talk to me. You are like you don't even exist. Really. Telling you the truth, babies. And it don't have to be given to you in long lectures for hours upon hours. This stuff is simple, babies. They have created so many processes, so much to keep you distracted. The reality is you don't even need to be distracted, because the reality is every house that is abandoned on your land, you can claim. Be a national, be a Moorish national, and have your trust set up first. Those two, automatic. And the Moorish American Consulate is a part of the beacon for us. It is the beacon. Our job is to unify. Our job is to secure everyone. Our job is not to pull out our freaking telephones and record when somebody's dying on the freaking phone. You're recording while they're dying. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
Chapter 25 tells you what you do. Of the Circle 7 Quran. Chapter 25 tells you exactly what you do. Family. Stop dating. If you see a sister in need, you help her. If your brother is in adversity, you forsake him not. That means we're supposed to help each other, regardless of if we have finances, regardless of where we are in our status in life. We're supposed to help each other first before we'll help any foreigner, any stranger. You help your brothers and your sisters before you help anybody else. Right? So there's land. Why are my people sleeping on the streets? Why y'all begging some church who's further deceiving you, making you sit there, making you worship with their idol god, just to have a place to sleep on your land? That building stands on your land. All of the freaking finance that they have created and generated is because of you. That's why they hate you and love you at the same time. They need you and they don't want you. Right? You make the world go round, babies. You and I, we make the world rotate 360 degrees. Ain't nobody else doing that. So stop freaking being scared of everything and stop living in fear and stop being a coward. And take your place amongst the affairs of men. Nobody supersedes the nationals of the land in any land mass. So if you want to be sovereign and you want to have this authority, this superiority, you might want to get on a boat, cross the sea, take your butt back to Eurasia. And remember the maps, double-edged sword. Everything is flipped upside down. Right? So stop playing that game. Be the national, know your power, and wield your sword, your scimitar. Because you should not be running. You should not be fearful. And if you feel these things, whatever the things for which you fear, you need to be working on. You need to be researching that thing that has got you consumed with fear. Because that's your test, babies. Right? So, the Moorish American Consulate is going to talk about that as well. And it's so funny because I just thought about it, y'all, babies, because we're trying to do so much. I can't do it all. I do need support. I do need volunteership. We do right now need love gifts. We really do. To treat with the individuals who can't financially support. Because there's many of you who can financially support us, and I thank you for all of the contributions that you've given, because those contributions that you've given helped us push out paperwork for people who can't love gift. And you know a lot of our people cannot love gift. And I don't turn anybody away because they can't love gift. What can you do? Can you read something and post a Facebook Live real quick? Can you just start sharing the videos? This is all volunteership because you're putting energy in. Can you start talking to your family members so they can stop treating to this corporate jurisdiction? Can you, when you're at family events, just try to bring it up once or twice? When you've completed the process, help others to complete the process. The Moorish American Consulate is your beacon light. It is your, what do they call those? Your watchtower, right? Because we don't want any of you to take on the risks, because that's what unity and that's what family's about. We're supposed to be unified. We're supposed to be coming together, and we're supposed to be attacking our enemy unified. So any of our brothers and sisters, Moors, tribal affiliations, if they're trying to create divisions, you might be barking up the wrong tree. And again, Allah gives you warnings. Like right now, Allah's telling you either to believe me, to turn off this video, not to share it, to delete it. If I wasn't talking if I wasn't about my Father's business, which I'm all about. Because at the end of the day, when we really think about it, we want to be free in our individual capacities. But in order for me to be free, you got to be free. So this is a unified, combined effort. And you should never be asking anybody for anything on your land, when everything they generate on your land is only because of you. So they owe you so much. Don't ever sit here and let nobody else make you mean, make you angry. You should be walking up and down, doing cartwheel flips up and down a freaking street because of the beautiful position Allah has placed you in. One, knowing who you are. Two, being who you are. And three, what beautiful things come with it. Right? All the hereditaments. So don't you sit here and let none of these foreigners, none of this social propaganda make you feel less than you are. You are the royalty, babies. You are the royalties, and they hate the fact that that's what you are, and they're not that. We are not divided. We are not divided, baby. Social engineering. Because if we were divided, we wouldn't be where we are today. If we were divided, you wouldn't be able to come outside on a beautiful sunny day. Your God, Ra, gave you the sun today because he knew you needed some energy. And because you asked him for it. Right? But those people who create schisms, which is social engineering to keep us in isolated pockets, they're going to be dealt with. You ain't got to do nothing. Just be here. Just be with your Moorish American Consulate. That's all you be. And if you're sharing negativity, know that's coming from within. It's not coming from any other place. Because if you align yourself with negativity, if you show and search, and if negativity is what you grasp and what you hold on to, it's something in your root chakras you got to deal with. Stop associating yourself with low vibratory beings, with low vibratory thoughts. Man is mind. Change this in your head and you will see things the way I see them. Change it, babies. First step is realizing who you are, realizing your strengths, realizing you manifest your reality. And I'm a great manifester, just so you know. And I'm manifesting for all of us, not just for me. I'm manifesting for my nation, for my people. Because like I said in the video yesterday, I'm going to be in the mountains, in my log cabin with my waterfall. But I ain't going to be there by myself. Everybody be thinking I'm going to be there by myself. No, not really. I'm going to have my family there. I'm going to have wellness centers there to get our sisters back from this damaged and diseased mindset that they currently go through and blame everybody for their problems in life. And the reality is the only person that's responsible for the situations that have been placed upon them is the person they see in the mirror. Nobody's done anything to you unless they've physically done something to you. Everything else is willful. And it's only through ignorance. So the reason I came on here really was to let you know the land is yours. Why you ain't claiming it? Why you sleeping on the streets? Why you begging people for finance? Why you begging? Claim a land. Start growing fruits and vegetables. And send those judicial edicts. And that's what we need to call them. Edicts. Here's my edict. This is what you gonna do. Bang the affidavit. I don't want you to I ain't just telling you nothing. I'm demanding you do a thing. I'm demanding action. I'm demanding you adhere to these laws that we got here, or literally, an ICE agent gonna come to your house and take you off the land because you violated supreme law land. Because they're gonna be doing our bidding. The nationals, the Moorish American Consulate, Moorish Worldwide Consulate. So we're gonna have a Moorish American Consulate that treats to the North Gate, and the Moorish Consulate. The Moorish Worldwide Consulate to treat to all our brothers and sisters and all the other land masses around the country, because the vast estate all over this dominion is yours. They just keep showing you all this propaganda. Now they showing you all your people in movies, and you so happy you seeing yourself on this television. So now you're getting complacent again. We ain't gonna let you, because we're gonna turn this up until you are so uncomfortable that you're gonna have to declare and proclaim your Moorish nationality, because we're gonna make it 100. Because you need to get out of ignorance, you need to get out of sin, and you need to get out of dishonor. And if you're not going to do it for your family, if you're not going to do it for your babies, if you're not going to do it for your lineage, your line, you're going to do it because we're going to force you to do it, because you're going to have nowhere to run family members that are choosing to stay black, Negro colored, Latino, Hispanic, Puerto Rican. Yeah, we're going to make it hot. And it ain't going to be making it hot because we sit here literally putting a flame to your butts. No. Because we going to make it so you ain't got an option. What I did say is there's many Moorish groups which would be great if we all, don't worry, Allah's going to bring everybody home. You ain't got to worry about that. Don't even concern yourself with it. Only concern yourself with what you are doing, what energies you are generating. Just always make sure they're positive, and always push your Moorish nationality and letting everybody know they're not Negro colored and black. You ain't got no obligations outside of that. Allah is going to treat to everything else. And just like how we be sitting here having all these little earthquakes and having all these little fires, who you think doing that? You think it's just happening to innocent beings? Don't ever think that. Nobody on this earth is innocent. Not me, not you. Things happen. Allah has to sometimes we gotta get the switch. We get the switch. But it ain't a twig from a tree. It's a tsunami. it's thunder. It's earth separating, pushing the crazy ones over here and keeping us beautifully, highly vibrating individuals over here. And that's a good thing. We gotta get past this whole death thing. It's a reality. You're going to die. I'm going to die. But guess what? We're gonna come back. Gonna come back. Especially if we ain't learned what we supposed to learn. Especially if we ain't in our proper person. So, support the Moorish American Consulate, because we're going to create a subdivision to assist individuals with fighting evictions, mortgage foreclosures, because they don't exist. They really don't, for real. All you got to do is know what the fuck you supposed to be talking about, and realizing when you declare and proclaim your nationality, none of their little processes that they do treats to you. Don't treat to you. But it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. It's going to take the exorcism of that colonial mindset you got. It's going to take a bunch of stuff. But guess what? You ain't in it by yourself. You got me. You got you. You got the Moorish American Consulate. You got, man, let me tell y'all don't even understand this team. This team is awesome. Awesome. And you want to know why it's awesome? Because we trying to assist each other, and we trying to elevate ourselves, and we trying to do that group economics. And we're going to reestablish, we're going to gain control of this commerce on this land, on our land. So then you ain't got to really worry about, well, how are we going to do this? Well, how are we going to do that? Well, what the hell? How am I going to eat? Baby, I don't know why you're thinking about it. You're going to plant some grapes. You're going to plant some strawberries. You're going to plant some tomatoes. You're going to treat with your brother who might got the what do you call them? Goodness, the beans across the street or the okra down the street. Y'all going to trade. Let me tell you, do you realize you don't have to get up and go to a job every day? That's called slavery. You're enslaved, babies. Y'all just forgot. You forgot. Put my picture on the ofrenda and you don't forget. Put my, not me, I'm just, don't, I'm just, my picture, don't ever forget. Put Prophet Noble Juali's picture on your ofrenda. Put his picture on your ofrenda. Put his picture on your ofrenda so you will never forget. And teach it to your babies. Wakanda forever. Islam, y'all. So enjoy the beautiful sun. Enjoy the lovely peace. Enjoy the fact that the sun came out to kiss you today. Because the sun been high, and then I've been sitting here talking to Allah, talking to Ra, like, look, this is what I'm gonna need for Saturday. Because I want to go do some gardening. Y'all want me to show y'all some of the stuff that's in my garden? I ain't do the back yet because, you know, I got to plant first. So right now, what you should be doing is getting your little Dixie cups and planting your flowers, or going to you know, like the different places and getting your what do you call it, your herbs and stuff, so you can start planting. These are strawberries. So these are strawberries that I got a couple of weeks ago, because, you know, strawberries need TLC, need so much TLC, it's ridiculous, but they need TLC. This right here is just a plant that I'm wondering if it's going to come back. Sometimes it may look like this, y'all, and y'all might get discouraged and be like, that's dead. And it might be dead for this season because it needs a little bit more love. So talk to it, caress it, hug it. These right here are my goji berry tree. This is my goji berry tree. And this just started budding. These are my, see, look, I don't play no games. No trespassing. Get off my land. Get these signs for your land. This gives, let's
go to the beautiful woods.
This gives, notice. This is due process, y'all. This is letting people know, okay, this is going to happen to you if you step on my land, because it ain't public. Because they have been thinking that our land is public because we haven't been stating for the record that it's private. So anything that does not have a sign on it, they think it's public property, which is why you get private signs. Here's another one of my rose bushes. But in a couple of months, you're going to see it's going to look really, really beautiful, right? I haven't started this. I got to replant some stuff. I'm going to have all my little herbs in here. I'm showing you now, so when I do, I bought those tulips during the oh goodness, Baitain and Osheri, what they call Easter. So that's gonna ultimately have all of my herbs in once they start coming back. And then you got over here, you got more flowers. Now these right here, let me tell you, I planted these 2 seasons ago, right? And last season they didn't come up, but this season they came. So you got to give your yard, you got to give it some time, because it's going through an exorcism just like you going through an exorcism. So I'm just showing you now. So when they do bloom and blossom, you'll see. And then when I start my backyard, once I look at Tabby. Let me tell you, she has had at least 5 to 6 litters. And she has her litters upstairs, probably waiting for her to come in so she can suck on them. And this is a witch hazel tree. I ordered this from Amazon a couple of seasons ago, right? It was one little teeny tiny twig. And you know, trees take forever to grow, just so you know. And this is the first year I had actually so much growth. And you wait till it turns into a tree. Y'all gonna be gel. But don't be gel. It's all in love. I'll give you pieces so you can start your own. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. Just so you can realize that you don't need a green thumb. I don't know what the hell a green thumb is anyway. But you don't need a green thumb because it is within you. When you start starving, you're going to plant some food. But why starve in order to plant the food? Just plant the food. Potatoes, tomatoes, onions, okra, green peppers, garlic, ginger, definitely kale. Oh, they grow so beautiful. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna repost pictures from last year too. Collard greens, all types of stuff. These are the foods you need to be planting, family. Plant them in your backyard. And they have so many shows on YouTube about how to even start this stuff. So y'all can't even sit here and be like, oh, I ain't got a green thumb. Yes, you do. And if you don't have one, take your butt off of Facebook for 5 minutes. Take your butt on to YouTube and watch some of the YouTube videos on how to, if you don't have any type of land because you're in an apartment, you can create planter boxes. You can create planter boxes and have them growing on your little balcony, on your porch, or even in your house. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, they love to be connected to the earth. So I always like to plant them in the earth, right? And then for the water, you want to leave a big old container out for when it rains, because that's the best water for it, not the stuff that comes out the spigot, because you never know what the heck is coming out of some of these spigots, right? So just catch the water when it rains, and then that's how you water your plants, because once it rains, they'll be so happy, and that is the best. They grow so beautiful with that, just so you know. So just wanted to kind of give you that, you know, the land is yours, claim it, occupy it. And one of the things that they told, that was informed about last night, U.S. Code 25, Section 455, subsection 4. It talks about a judge or acting judge cannot practice law. Don't put them in there, Vivi. Practice law from the bench. I'm not putting them out there. I'm not putting those strawberries out there. They're staying on the steps. You can't practice law from the bench as a judge. As a acting judge, you cannot practice law from the bench. But so if you cannot practice law from the bench, and every state has a bar association website. So if you had, let's say you have traffic violations, tickets, so-called tickets, right? You go find out who the judge is adjudicating that case. You go do a search, a Google search, on the specific state's website in regards to the bar codes. Their bar. So what I'm saying is that when you go do the search, you'll find out that the so-called judge is an active bar member, and you'll print that out as evidence, and you'll smack that and attach that to your writs and affidavits. If you plan on appearing in their tribunals, I wouldn't go. I would just state for the record who I am prior to, and let them do what the hell they want to do in their little tribunal, because at the end of the day, that's their shit. You can't tell them how to run their corporation, but they can't require you to do anything or interface with them when they're corporate and you're national, right? So when you do your quo warrantos, right? If you do your quo warrantos and your fighting the tickets that they give you, always put that particular part that speaks, and all the state constitutions have it too, so you can go check the state's constitutions if you feel like it. I stand on the American Constitution. Screw the state constitutions, because they're supposed to be in harmony with the American Constitution. So anything in the state constitution that contradicts the American Constitution is void ab initio anyway. So just stick with the United States the United States Constitution of 1791 with the they cannot practice law from the bench, and then have a copy of their active bar card, which automatically puts them in a presidential position, because they all belong to the same social club. So that's what's it called? That's called either lack of imperial. I can't think of it. They're affiliated, so they can't be affiliated. It's perjury or some. I can't think of the name right now, but that's something I can treat too, and I'll look. You know what I mean? But again, this is all the stuff that, you know, the Orange American Council is gonna have on deck. Just so you know, I don't play no games. When I swing my scimitar, I swing it hard. So, and like I say, the American Constitution is what you need to get well versed in and well grounded in, so you know what those laws are supposed to be, and can let them know what they should and what they should not be doing. So I didn't really want to go too long-winded. I just want to kind of talk about the land is yours. And the only reasons why you're paying them is because you didn't know that. You thought you came from somewhere else. And they've been using that and creating all these corporations in these buildings and putting signs in the property, in the land, in the dirt. So as soon as they put the sign in the dirt, shucks, you own the sign too. As soon as they put it in the dirt, right? So claim some land, family. But before you do that, declare and proclaim your nationality. Send verification so we can give you a verification. My daughter is tripping. So we could do a verification of your status so we know that you are, you've done the process of declaring and proclaiming your nationality. And then the trust part. Setting up your own individual trust and then putting all of your property in that trust. Islam? Peace and love. Have a great, beautiful Saturn day. And enjoy the beautiful sun. Ra came out and said hi. And get your little downloads. I'm getting my download right now. Got my little turban on so it don't come off. The turbans are very good for honing in energy so you don't lose it instead of it like falling off. Especially with the permed hair and the weaves that you like to have. And don't get it twisted. I had it too. Look, we've all been there. But you're getting frequencies from whoever's hair head it came from because it's not yours. So that's another exorcism a lot of our sea stars have to go through. To the fake hair and perming their hair, which is messing up your frequency, messing up your antenna, disconnecting you from the divine. Islam? Peace and love. Y'all have a great day. Love you guys. Be for love. Be for truth. Be for peace. Be for justice. Be for freedom. But before you can do any of those latter things, the first thing you got to do is be loving. You have to have love. Love has to dwell within you. So stop allowing negativity to attack you in your root chakra. Islam? So always think beautiful thoughts. Whenever you think a negative thought, just dismiss it and replace it with beautiful thoughts. And the more and more you replace it with beautiful thoughts, the more and more negativity will have no place to dwell within you. Islam? Peace and love.